Hey, so today is a very quick follow-up on the post that I put about a couple of weeks ago on the original meaning of genius, the word genius, and fundamentally the fact that every human is endowed of genius. To follow up on this, because you may not have heard it in the video, I did put it towards the end. I have a link in the bio and you can download a workbook that I designed a couple of years ago in order to help young children and teenagers develop the 24 traits of a genius, as based on the works of Dr. Alfred Berrios back in the 80s, whose work was also based on an earlier motivational speaker called Earl Nightingale. The 24 characteristics consist of drive, courage, devotion to goals, knowledge, honesty, optimism, ability to judge, enthusiasm, willingness to take chances, dynamic energy, enterprise, persuasion, outgoingness, ability to communicate, patience, perception, perfectionism, sense of humor, versatility, adaptability, curiosity, individualism, idealism, imagination. 24 traits. The booklet's about 60 pages. You can download it. It's a public service. And it is designed for good fun. It's designed for positivity in a world where we are bombarded with bad news on social media, including TikTok, and how everything is bad. We need to be positive. And this is a brilliant, brilliant little exercise book to really start thinking about the way to tackle the world despite the bad news. How to be competent despite everything which is told to you that, it can't be done, it's all bad, life is terrible. All this kind of dreadful messages actually for children. It doesn't give much hope when all you hear is how bad everything is. So this is super positive. And an example of it, the way it's designed for each trait, I've done it this way. It gives you, for example, let me give you number 10. I think it's quite a good one. Oh, well, enthusiasm. Let's do trait number 8, enthusiasm. So every trait is designed in the same way. There is a full glossary at the back that I designed using dictionaries and using examples found in dictionaries. And every word in blue in the document will be defined in the glossary. So this is also to encourage the user to define words, to look up words, to make sure they understand what the words mean. So here we go. You have enthusiasm. The top first section under the trait will actually be the original text of Dr. Berrios. Then there's a whole bunch of exercises that I've added. So for example, look up the word enthusiasm in the glossary. So they go and look up the word. Explain in your own words what enthusiasm means. Now write down 5 examples of your own making using the word enthusiasm. So this is to encourage literacy, to really encourage using words with understanding. Then there is a little recommendation. Make sure you look up all the words highlighted in blue in the glossary, because there's other words, to make sure they have a full understanding. Now read the description of enthusiasm at the top of the page, which is the one there from the trait. And then think of an activity or a subject in your life for which you are very enthusiastic. That means full of enthusiasm. Write it down. And the next step will be, does your enthusiasm about the activity or subject encourage others to cooperate with you? And then the next question will be, think of a time when you observed someone else being very enthusiastic and notice how their enthusiasm was very encouraging. Write down what you observed. Then the last question on that one is, if you had a project in mind for which you wish to receive support from others, what could you do to encourage others to cooperate with you? Write it down. So for each of the 24 characteristics, we have this arrangement of clarifying the meanings, using it in examples of their own making, and then answering questions to develop critical thinking, to observe situations in life and how they would apply the information. So this is developing the traits. And right at the end, there is a little section on putting it into practice. So right at the end here, final workbook exercise, it tells you, give different steps on how to proceed and put it into practice. So I would really recommend that you download this. As I said, it's free. If you don't speak English, or you do speak English and you would like to perhaps translate that into your own language for your own students, then by all means do so. This is a public service, and I've written a note here. It's not for sale. It is really to help develop some key traits of genius in everybody. And I think it is a very, very needed sort of activity at the moment. We need to really be thinking about the next generation, about creating intelligent people, creating enthusiastic people, and just get away from all the bad news, you know, and be really positive. So I hope you find that interesting. Go to my bio link, and if you're not following, please follow, because I'm sharing loads of information on how to improve learning skills. And on the other side, I also share information on who's behind the decline and destruction of education. So there's two types of videos. They're the really positive stuff on what you can use to improve your children's education and well-being and yourself, and also the not so enthusiastic aspect of who's behind all that.